YouTube Ozic going the GoDALs is back with my score predictions for the wild card round of the 2023 NFL playoffs. We got some good ones this week. We also have some ass beatings, but we'll take a look at my scores, picks against the spread at the end. We'll kind of recap those, my favorite ones. Twitter subscribers actually get bonus bets, bonus content. So check out our Twitter. It's on your screen, link pinned in the comments. Like, subscribe, turn notifications on. We have a bunch of playoff videos already out, a playlist full of them, and we have some off-season videos rolling out now as well. Recent free agency video, recent mock draft. Check it all out. Be much appreciated. Any link you're looking for, pin in the comments. Our sponsors, GLD Shop, Liquid IV, Walk the Mock. We got discount codes. Rocking the Cowboys chain from the GLD Shop. They got all kinds of NFL pendants and more. Check it out. The first game, we got the Seahawks at the 49ers. It's a 7-2 matchup. The Seahawks are plus 10 at San Francisco. And I got the Niners covering that. I got them winning by a pretty good amount here, 27-13. Maybe a somewhat similar type games as the last couple. Just a bad matchup for the Seahawks because they win with offense. They're running into the best defense in football at their house. Niners, their offense really been rolling lately. Seahawks, maybe the worst defense in the playoffs. The Niners could win with the run or the pass in this game. Then they mainly focus on the run, kind of wearing out the clock and just controlling this game. They shouldn't really have any problem. The matchup favors the Niners. The better team is the Niners. They're home in the playoffs. They have way more experience. And I like the Seahawks coaching staff, but 49ers are the better coaching too. So all signs definitely point towards the Niners. To me, this would be the biggest upset of the week if the Seahawks beat the 49ers. I mean, that would change everything for the playoffs going forward. So it'd be nuts. But I got the Niners taking care of business this one. Pretty confident with them, and they end up covering here by 10, winning 27-13. What I'd say the Niners should do, though, is, they want to run the ball, run the clock, get out of there without showing too much stuff for the next opponent. But you also don't want to overdo a Christian McCaffrey, guys like that you do want to last throughout the entire playoffs, maybe Super Bowl here. So that's something that they got to be careful with as well. Seahawks, the way they're going to be able to pull the upset is, you're going to have to be unpredictable as possible. You want to try to keep the 49ers off the field, so you also do want to run some clock. Both teams going to try to manage the time of possession, but Seahawks going to have to be, one, as unpredictable as possible on offense. Maybe some trickery, maybe throw off the Niners as much as possible, maybe give them something they're not expecting. But defensively is take the ball away, create some issues for Brock Purdy, an inexperienced quarterback, playoffs new for him. You got to stop the run on early downs, draw up some interesting blitzes, disguise your coverages, maybe run a little some, they run more zone, but try to switch it up based on what you were doing in the regular season, so it kind of throws off an inexperienced quarterback. So that would be the keys for the Seahawks. Next game, Chargers-Jags. I have the upset here. It's Chargers -2. They're favored by 2 at Jacksonville. I have the Jaguars winning 23-20. This one's a weird one because I could see a high-scoring game. I can see both these young quarterbacks going at it, using their weapons, all the weapons going at it, whether it's the receivers or running backs. So I could see high scoring, but I see a lot of clock coming off in this game, a lot of clock rolling off, and that results being into or makes it a lower scoring game. I think the Jags playing, Doug Peterson knows how to game plan the playoffs. They've been passing the ball very well recently. Trevor Lawrence been very good. They're kind of making that a big part of the Chargers game plan, what we have to think about, worry about. But he's going to come out and he's going to pound the football. Chargers getting better at the pass rush position, but where they struggle is stopping the run. I think ETN has a big day on the ground, runs the clock. And the Chargers probably want to keep that from happening so much, so they may use Eckler a bit as well. But I think a good close game. I like Jacksonville in Jacksonville, and I like that. I love the Chargers' weapons. I love the Chargers' quarterback. They got playmakers on defense. The pass rush could be the difference in this game. That is, if they win, I'd say I bet you their pass rush got home quite a bit. I feel like that could be the key, and they distributed the ball to all the weapons. Still looking to see if Mike Williams is going to play or not, but that could be why the Chargers win. But the Jags can win with taking the ball away on defense. They can stop the run pretty well. They can win with the pass game and the run game. Lawrence can use his legs. There's so much you got to worry about right now while they're the home team in this game. So it's a lot different matchup. I think they match up better with the Chargers than they did with the Titans. Even the Titans down quarterback, down to Dobbs. So I like the Jags in this one. I got them winning 23-20. It's a 50-50 game. Could definitely see it going either way. The Chargers would probably play the Chiefs if they win. They might match up with the Chiefs better. Not that I'd say they'll beat them, but they might match up against them better than the Jags. So it's all about just getting out of this one with the win, and that'll be big with the Chargers. Another reason for that is Rashawn Slater could be back in the next game. So that's another reason. Just got out of here with the win. The Chargers want to limit how many times the Jags run the ball. So they got to get off to a hot start. They got to go get points up on the board there. You can't really stack the box, though, because then Lawrence will pass on you. So I think the matchup, kind of the game plan, favors the Jags. That's a big reason why I'm going with them. But this is going to be my favorite game to watch, probably. So 23-20 Jags is what I got, covering that +2, obviously, because I have them winning. Dolphins and Bills, it will be Skylar Thompson. Tua Tagovailoa is out. And then Thompson is starting, obviously. That line has shot up even more. The Dolphins are +13 at Buffalo, so the Bills favored by 13 points there. I got them winning by 17. There's going to be a good game plan for Leslie Frazier and the Bills defense. They're one of the best zone defenses in football. They might throw in some man coverage too, just because you're not really expecting it, because they run a lot of cover 2, and sometimes they do a really good job with the cover 2 is making it look like they're in man, but they're really in cover 2, and that throws off quarterbacks. So we'll see that for a little bit of this game, but then we're kind of getting used to that, the Bills, because everyone knows that's what they run. So they might maybe throw a little bit of man in there, which is tough to go against Waddle and Tyreek Hill doing that, but surprisingly do that. Surprise the offense and maybe throw some different coverages, zone coverages in there. Really throw off a young, inexperienced quarterback in the playoffs and Skylar Thompson. This will create turnovers. So the Bills defense will be just fine. Sounding like they could have Micah Hyde in maybe future games as well. Now that is huge. And the Bills offense will be just fine. They'll be able to, Josh Allen will be able to have a good day. He'll be able to do just enough. Could we get to a certain point where they kind of put their foot on the brake a little bit? Hey, let's stay healthy. Let's prepare for next week. Let's not show too much for next week. And then maybe they won't score as much as 27. So if you're betting on this game, that maybe is a little bit of the worry. Maybe they just, again, put their foot on the brake a little bit at a certain point, because you don't want to, again, wear out guys. You don't want to give away things for next week. So, because everyone's going all out in the playoffs usually, and the Bills will definitely to start this game. If Tua was playing and the Dolphins were healthy, I think this could be a game, because the Dolphins beat them the first time around, which doesn't mean a whole lot. The second game, which wasn't too long ago, was while the Dolphins were struggling, but they put up a good fight in the snow in Buffalo. They were right there. They could have had that game if they would have ran Mostert a little bit more, than who could be out in this game as well. They could have had that game. I do think the playoffs are a little bit different, so I would still pick the Bills and be, confident with it, but it would be a much better game. But I have the Bills 27-10. So what's the Dolphins' key to victory? Something that it's going to be hard for them. It's just something that they don't do. They need to run the football, and they might not even have Mostert, but they got to use the other backs, including Jeff Wilson. They have to run the football, run the clock. Why? Because the Bills, last time they played the Dolphins, really struggled to stop the run. They couldn't really tackle them well. It was mainly Mostert. But that, and you drain the clock. You don't have the ball in Skylar Thompson, an inexperienced quarterback's hands so much. You keep Josh Allen off the field by draining that clock, less opportunities. So that is what the Dolphins have to do. It's just really not in their nature. But sometimes get to the playoffs and teams go, against what they do best, because you find the weakness of your opponent and you kind of go at that and it works out. So you never know. But I'm confident with the Bills in that one, 27-10. Giants and Vikings. It should be a pretty similar game to last time. And I have the Vikings 27-23. It was 27-24 last time. It's going to be around that range. Giants are +3. I have the Vikings winning by 4. Obviously not one I would touch here. I can definitely see the Giants winning. And the Giants' key is continuing to blitz. They blitzed them a lot last time, and Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson just made those extra plays, against the blitz, but sometimes it worked. They really got after Cousins, but now the Vikings offensive line's a little more beat up this time. Giants a little healthier in the secondary, so that could be the key. So looking at it that way, maybe the Giants can make it closer than last time. Just something about, it being playoff time, Daniel Jones, the inexperience of the Giants, the Vikings being way more, it feels like way more talented, not on defense, but way more talented with the big-time playmakers, and just, a lot better at quarterback, I feel, with experience and just pressure moments. Cousins arguably been the best quarterback in the fourth quarter this year too. So this is one of those games where I think everyone out there is pretty confident it should stay somewhat close. The Vikings have been dominant, the best in football, closing out games, so I kind of get comfortable with them. But the blitz and the pressure could be the factor for the Giants. The Vikings, to beat the Giants defense, you got to run the ball on them. You can't get predictable with the pass for, giving them easy blitzes. Vikings haven't been too great running the ball recently, surprisingly, but you can run the Giants. But I could see the Giants winning for, the reasons I explained. And even last time, it was close. The Giants almost had it, and things kind of went the Vikings' way. So if things don't go Vikings' way in this one, you could say the Giants... Well, you can go back to that last game they played, and if the things didn't go the Vikings' way the whole game, the Giants probably would have won. You can definitely say that. You could kind of say that for this time, but it is a totally different game. I think the Vikings just having those bigger playmakers could be the difference in this one. But that's the keys for the Giants again. I think just getting pressure and getting home, getting Kirk Cousins before he just lets go of that ball to Justin Jefferson or Osborne on third down. That kind of the difference last time. But I think this is kind of close to a 50-50 game, just like Minnesota at home in this one. But that should be another good one. There's some ass beatings we had. This is not one of them either. And then the Ravens are, and I think this line is about to shoot up. I think it's about to shoot up. Could be shooting up as I'm talking right now. Last I saw when making this video, Ravens are underdogs by 7 in Cincinnati, so meaning the Bengals are favored by 7. I think the Bengals are going to handle business here. I got them winning by 11. They could win by more than this too. This is almost like the least amount, but I think the Ravens do play pretty solid defense, so maybe the Bengals won't go crazy. Maybe they'll start focusing on the Bills next week, but it's really sounding like Lamar Jackson's not going to be playing, so it's going to be Tyler Huntley, a little better than Anthony Brown last week, but I think the Bengals will handle business here. Just too many weapons on offense. They can win with the pass or the run. The Ravens don't have their pass rush is a little underrated, but they don't have the best pass rush, and that's usually like the easiest way to beat the Bengals if you have a dominant pass rush. Don't really have that. And then the Bengals on defense, they're really good at game planning, especially in these playoff games. We saw that last year. They'll stop the run. The Ravens just won't have enough offensively. So I only got them scoring 13. I got the Bengals with 24 there. So pretty confident with that one. It is a Sunday night game. I wish Lamar Jackson was playing so we would have ourselves a ball game there. And then Monday night is such a tricky one to pick. The Cowboys are favored by 2.5 in Tampa. This is so tricky because I could definitely see the Buccaneers winning, but I have the Cowboys covering because it's 2.5. I have them winning by 3. So that is a tricky one when it comes to picking against the spread. It's tricky picking straight up because, Tom Brady, his experience, Todd Bowles, people have been ripping Bowles this year, but he's a really good game planner on defense. And I think they'll have a good game plan in this game. So for those reasons, being at home, the Cowboys have struggled not only recently, but they've struggled on grass. They're 1-4 on grass. This one's in Tampa on grass. So for those reasons, I could see the Buccaneers winning. Like, it's not really going to surprise me at all if the Buccaneers win this game. But bottom line is the Buccaneers have not been right this year. Even though the Cowboys have struggled recently, the Cowboys have been the much better team. Also, if you're going to be able to score a lot of points or control the game against the Cowboys, you got to be able to run the ball very effectively. The Buccaneers have been the opposite of that. Maybe they get things going. Playoff Lenny definitely could be a thing in this game. So that's kind of a key factor. How will the running game led by Fournette possibly go here for the Buccaneers? And the Buccaneers don't stop the run nearly as good as they used to. They were the best in football for so long. So I think the Cowboys, that's what I like about the Cowboys. They can win with the pass, but they can win with the run. But a big factor here is their pass rush as well. And they get after Tom Brady. It's going to get pretty predictable. That's how the Buccaneers got to win this game. They could, how much they can throw, not just the Cowboys, everybody off if they come out here and they pound the football, because everyone is expecting them to just have Brady pass 40 plus times. If they just, that would be the key. I can actually see it happening. They had Brady over the last how many games throw the ball 40 times? It's like, what are they doing? And the main reason why they're not good running the football is because they don't do it enough. What if they just saved it? Something I'm just thinking about right now. So what if they come out and just pound Leonard Fournette, pound Rachaad White, get him the ball in space as well? They might win this game. They really could. If they were guaranteeing me they do that, that's their strategy, I probably would pick them to win this game. So that's something to look out for as well. But I have the Cowboys winning by 3. But I think because everything I just explained, I would not touch that game when it comes to the spread, because the Buccaneers could win. Usually when it's like, I really feel like 50-50 game the Buccaneers could win, I usually take them in the against spread pick with the points. But I have the Cowboys winning, and I have them winning by 3, so I don't want to change that based off the line. So that's a tough one. But the Cowboys got to take care of the football. They can't just You know, they're going to use Micah Parsons in unique ways like they always do. He's going to get after Tom Brady. Buccaneers have to run the ball. But the Cowboys got to be unpredictable with the pass and run because you have two strong things there that can really throw the opposing team off. But I'm actually thinking more defense. I think the pass rush plays pretty well, and the Buccaneers' run defense could play a little bit better than what they have been, but I think that the Cowboys could still win with that run game. Maybe some turnovers on both sides in this one, so 2017 Cowboys. And then take a look at my against the spread picks here. 49ers I picked covering that 10. The Jaguars I had winning, so they're +2 in their +2, so of course that is my against the spread pick. I had the Bills covering that 13. The problem with the big spreads is when do the teams, press the brakes a little bit, step off the gas a little bit. Not too worried about the 10 points of the Niners for that, but 13 maybe gets a little scary, but I do have them covering. I had the Vikings covering the 3 by 1 point. I have the Bengals covering that 7. Cowboys, I have covering the 3 by half a point. So I would not touch, if you're a betting man or woman, I would not touch the Vikings or the Cowboys game. My favorite bet it's tough between my top two, is the Bengals, though, because right now it's sitting at 7, and that's probably going to shoot up. But they should win by more than a touchdown. When they're playing against Tyler Huntley and the Ravens, lack of offense, and then the Niners -10, they really should cover. Terrible matchup with the Seahawks. Niners should control this game. And then the best money line would be the only underdog actually that I picked is the Jags +2. But if there was the second best one I would like would be the Buccaneers +3. If you want to go for the underdog money line picks, the Buccaneers +3 would be next. Then probably the Vikings. I'd be shocked if the 49ers, Bills, Bengals, any of those teams lost. So I don't don't go with a money line underdog bet on those ones. But yeah, Twitter subscribers, super followers, whatever they call it these days, all year they've been getting the extra bets. They've been kind of getting these, but we're going to get some extra ones. Player props seem to be the way to go. And then if I ever have any total or over-under bets, I'll throw them on there as well. A bunch of bonus content, more where that came from. But if you just follow us, normal way on Twitter, live news, rumors, and updates, a lot going on there, a lot going on in the coaching world, the rumors world. So check us out there on Twitter. There's a link pinned in the comments that'll bring you directly to that, as well as links for our sponsors worth checking into there. Please like, subscribe, turn notifications on. We're back every week with these score predictions, picks, playoff content, off-season content. We got you covered more than anyone out there, so join us. It'd be much appreciated. It's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.